Hello, my name is Dan Rice, and I am the former President and Chief Executive Officer with the Ohio Erie Canalway Coalition, and on behalf of our organization, welcome again to the Summit Lake NorthShore Park video update. I'm really proud to introduce to you my successor, Catherine Timko, our new President and CEO of the Ohio Erie Canalway Coalition.
Thank you, Dan. It's so exciting to be here, and I'm so honored to be able to work alongside you for a few weeks during this transition. What an exciting time here, especially with the opening of the Summit Lake NorthShore Park.
Absolutely. We are incredibly honored and humbled to serve as the convener for Akron Civic Commons in partnership with the City of Akron, our Akron residents, and all of our donors who help make this possible. So on behalf of our organization and the City of Akron, it is our proud pleasure to thank all of our donors who have made Akron Civic Commons and specifically the Summit Lake NorthShore Park possible. We are incredibly grateful to the City of Akron, the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation, Summit County Government, First Energy, the GAR Foundation, the State of Ohio, the Ohio Erie Canalway, Akron Community Foundation, and Summit County Public Health, and the Burton D. Morgan Foundation, as well as many, many donors and individuals who made this beautiful park possible. So how about, Catherine, if we just take a walk around the Summit Lake NorthShore Park?
Looking forward to it.
All right, let's go for a walk here. So I think right in front of us actually here is the Summit Lake Boathouse, which is designed to hold our canoes and kayaks for our Summit Lake Canoe and Kayak Share.
Yes, we're looking forward to that. It'll be such a great amenity and help people get out on the water.
Absolutely. And then also there's a little bit of a concessionaire opportunity in there. And then also we have our storage building just over there that actually houses our equipment, including this very handy gator right in front of us.
Yes, I like all the tables and chairs because it really invites people to spend some time, enjoy their concessions, and just be together with friends, family, or just on their own admiring the lake.
You're absolutely correct, and it's designed to encourage people to linger if they want to just watch the folks, getting in the canoes or kayaks over here. Off to our left, we have the accessible canoe and kayak launch, as well as the regular canoe and kayak launch. And then as we get closer down here to the water, it's really a beautiful setting here because you've got an accessible fire pit right here at the very end of the pathway, and plenty of seating. Most importantly, access to the waterfront here. That's one of the things that we heard from the neighborhood residents, is they wanted to be able to get close to the water so they could hear we just heard a red-winged blackbird. We've been watching the osprey out here catching fish, which is pretty awesome.
I love the positioning of all these benches and swings and chairs. Such a beautiful view of the lake. You can see how long it is. It just really invites you to linger.
Absolutely. And these swings were something that, again, the residents they asked for. And they are incredibly robust here. Well, we may have a seat here. I mean,
yes.
It's absolutely beautiful swings.
Oh, nice.
I mean, you could just imagine, people looking out here over the lake and watching the birds and the ducks, and it really is absolutely amazing. When you're here, you don't know necessarily that you're right in the center of Akron or the Ohio Erie Canalway.
Not at all.
I don't think we're going to get up, Ramon. This is way too nice.
Really nice. You could see you would want to spend some time here, that's for sure. And you could just picture people enjoying this all seasons and bringing people together, and how many more thousands of people will be able to come and enjoy this. And not only the residents, but people coming from all around the region. This is becoming a regional attraction. I think we've already found that.
Well, and that was really also one of our thoughts as well, that this is the center of the Ohio Erie Canalway. You and I can get on a bicycle or walk, go about 45 miles to the south there and go down to New Philadelphia, or head back north and go all the way to Cleveland. And so it's right here in the center of Akron, as well as the center of the Ohio Erie Canalway. The other feature that we heard from neighborhood residents that we'd like to see is they wanted to get access to the water so they can actually get down to the waterfront right here, but they also wanted to have a fishing pier. Mm-hmm. And so what we see right here in front of us here is a pretty long fishing pier that actually gets folks actually out into the water. So this is the fishing pier, again, that neighborhood residents asked for, and as you can see, it's really very wide. There's a lot of room here for people to fish, or oftentimes what happens on these type of settings is people come out here for their prom photos, their homecoming photos, or their engagement photos, And it's also a very, very stable surface.
And non-slip.
Exactly.
that.
And just, it gets people closer to the water, which is, again, something that we heard very clearly from our neighborhood residents.
Yes, and you can see why it's such a photogenic spot. I mean, with the lake behind you, and especially the beautiful day today really helps.
Absolutely. And then, of course, it gives you really a beautiful overview of the entire park. So you've got the accessible canoe and kayak launch to our right or to the east, the boathouse, the storage building, the swings we just came from, and then really the main feature is the Knight Foundation Pavilion, which holds about 120 picnickers. It has both men's and women's and a family restroom, and is another great feature of this park, and really builds upon the activations that were on the east side, because the residents said it's nice that we have a facility that can hold about 30 people, but they wanted something that could hold something even bigger, like birthday parties, wedding receptions, retirement parties. And if you want to, we can maybe take a walk over there.
That sounds great.
Okay. So here we are with the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation Pavilion. The Knight Foundation was a major, major donor with this project, and quite frankly, none of this would be possible without their incredibly generous support. And as you can see here, Catherine, you got beautiful pavilion here with picnic tables. We've got grills. The restrooms are just on the other side, and very close to those beautiful swings that we were just on a few minutes ago.
And I love the way the pavilion really has a way of welcoming people. Just pulling right into the parking lot is the first thing you see, and it just gives you a sense of arrival, gives you a sense of welcoming, a place where you can gather, a place where you can enjoy the lake. Its position is perfect.
I mean, city architecture, the designers did an absolutely fantastic job. The architectural features that you see up there, kind of the eyebrow window, if you will, and kind of the curvature, was actually a direct result from our neighborhood residents, because it reminded them of the Summit Lake amusement park that used to be here.
Nice.
And so they wanted to celebrate that in the architecture of the pavilion.
And they've really captured that with city architecture doing those plans. And the colors are so natural, just really complementing the surrounding area.
Absolutely. Why don't we maybe take a walk and take a look at a couple of the picnic shelters. So one of the other things we heard very clearly from our neighborhood residents is a need for additional picnic facilities, because if somebody's having an event here in the Knight Pavilion, they want to be able to still bring their family down here. And so you can see we added 2 picnic shelters to our immediate left here. Again, very beautifully designed. They're actually a kit, believe it or not.
Wow.
And the color actually matches the color scheme of the other buildings. And one of the things we were also very intentional about is we wanted to make sure that we recognize key individuals in the community, residents who were instrumental in the development of the Summit Lake NorthShore Park. And so this particular picnic shelter is named in honor of the Salisbury family. The entire Salisbury family, Marcus, his mom, Sandy, her husband Meredith, and the entire family, Matthew as well, have been very involved in the development of the Summit Lake NorthShore Park, so we want to recognize them. And as you can see from the inside of here, it just looked absolutely beautiful. We got seating all around the picnic shelter. We got the picnic tables here. There's actually outlets, and so even though we have these parking lots here, and that's the other thing that we talked about, was making sure that we had a picnic shelter facility that was actually close to the parking lot, so that way if somebody's carrying a crock pot or beverage, something like that, it wouldn't have to carry it that far.
That makes sense. I love the acoustics inside the picnic shelter. It's almost like the sound is all encapsulated, all in one, just so lovely. And the view of the lake from these picnic shelters is perfect. You're close enough to see the water and all of the other amenities here.
And there is another picnic shelter, Catherine, it's just a little bit further to the west. And like this picnic shelter, it's actually named in one of our Summit Lake residents, who's very instrumental in the development of the Summit Lake NorthShore Park, Grace Hudson. So it's actually called the Hudson Family Picnic Shelter.
Lovely.
So we are here today at the Summit Lake NorthShore Park in front of the Salisbury Pavilion with Marcus Salisbury. Marcus has been a long-time believer and supporter of Reimagined Civic Commons from the very beginning, right, Marcus?
Correct.
To me, what is so rewarding is that you stuck with it, and you were along with many other residents, are a key person in developing this amazing, once-in-a-generation, park here in the Summit Lake NorthShore. So, what do you think? I mean, as a resident, because you grew up in the neighborhood.
Yes, correct. I grew up in the neighborhood, but also the sit down and conversation. What can we do and bring to your neighborhood? And can we have somewhere to sit and have picnic tables to get close to the water? And I heard the words, "We with you." And I stuck with it, kept coming out. 12 years later, a conversation is what we're standing on now.
Oh, that's fabulous, Marcus. And now that this whole vision has become a reality, what is the reaction of the residents, of your neighbors, and the people around Summit Lake?
It's a good feeling being in your own neighborhood, because you honestly think about it. 12 years ago, I never thought I'd be seeing this in my neighborhood and actually hosting the park. And honestly, a conversation that started at a table, I get to conversate with people in my neighborhood to see how they like the park. The reactions are, they're happy. Let's keep it this way. Like I say, we all in this together, and we're gonna keep it this way because this is our neighborhood.
So what would you say is like a typical day for a park host when you come down here and you open things up for the residents?
Typical day, you get a lot of different questions, a lot of different personalities, but everybody's just curious. It's like, why did they do it over here? But they're all excited. The space is used for what it's made for, sitting next to the water and bringing your family out. And it's well worth being in this neighborhood with the residents.
Well, that's fantastic. But again, on behalf of our organization, we just want to thank you for being such an important player in the development of the Summit Lake NorthShore Park, and also in its ongoing maintenance and operations, because this is all what Akron Civic Commons is about, is making sure that the residents can enjoy some of the benefits from these investments, and you play a really strong leadership role. So thank you so much, Marcus.
Thank you.
So on behalf of our board of directors and all of our partners, including the City of Akron, our funders, and the City of Akron residents, thank you, the viewers, for coming along with us on this 11-year journey of the Summit Lake NorthShore Park. We also want to have a special thank you to the Akron Summit County Convention and Visitors Bureau for sponsoring these updates about the Summit Lake NorthShore Park as well as the Lock 3 Park. Come on down to the Summit Lake NorthShore Park. Until next time, take care.